federal grant in the amount of $100,000 to expand green building training for area youth. We're joined here by AmeriCorps and Bush. Aaron Bartley is here as well, doing a great job, and their extraordinary leadership in rebuilding communities, not only rebuilding homes, salvaging what can be reused, but also making these homes energy efficient, which is very, very important to creating sustainable communities. So this is a federal investment into a worthy project with a great collaboration between extraordinary organizations who demonstrate every year and every day their commitment to their goals, their mission of rehabilitating housing within the city of Buffalo in some of the toughest neighborhoods, and putting young people to work, not only developing good skills in terms of the construction trades, but also group efforts and working together collaboratively toward positive goals. So it's with that that I will present to you Mark Lazzaro, the Western New York leader of AmeriCorps, who's not only established himself as an extraordinary resource for Buffalo and Western New York, but a national leader on this issue as well. As I've often said, Mark's in Washington almost as much as I am, but he's always there for a good purpose, and that's to fight to secure funding for this great organization. There's a national appropriation, and then it becomes very competitive as to where those monies go. And Mark has been a leader and can take ownership of the extraordinary resources that have come in this community. So Mark, for your leadership, I thank you very, very much on this grant, but all the work that you do. We seem to be doing this on a pretty regular basis, and it probably has more to do with you than me. But Mark Lazzaro.
Thank you, Congressman. As you can see from behind me, that sometimes Western New York AmeriCorps members don't stop. During the Extreme Home Makeover, it was very difficult for them to realize that we were on a film set and we needed to stop at times, so we had to do that. I'm really, really blessed and proud to be able to get this additional resource to help provide opportunities for young people behind me to learn green skills after they're done with their service, to be able to have for us additional equipment and resources and training to provide that. Sometimes it's a little difficult with a federal grant because you need to compete to get it as tight as possible to not do the additional resources. So really, we're really happy to have this additional money to be able to do that. And also, Western New York AmeriCorps and Push, we've done a lot of work together on the west side, and this is my new sort of mantra, is we need to make sure that no Western New York child sleeps next to a window that is a blanket and a piece of plastic, because that is what I've now almost in epidemic numbers have seen. So Western New York AmeriCorps is committed to making sure that as much misery as we can alleviate, we will alleviate. So it's not me, it's the members behind me and my staff that really make this machine work. It is now a service machine. We are not contractors. We just play them on TV, I say, now, but it's really been a great opportunity for us to continue to serve. And the Congressman has been really a leader with AmeriCorps in Washington, as well as help and support the alleviation of the taxation of the AmeriCorps Education Award, which we're hoping that goes through Congress relatively soon. So thank you, Congressman, for that.
Mark, would you introduce Aaron? Talk about how AmeriCorps and Push collaborate. That was helpful to me when you were explaining.
No problem. Aaron Bartley is the CEO of Push. Western New York AmeriCorps has members with his organization that help provide sustainable housing on the west side. We really are proud to partner with Aaron, not just for his work, but for passion for what he does. Sometimes you really can measure the job in the passion. He has a great passion for these residents of this community, and we're really proud to be honoring to work with him as much as we did. I had the honor of being at dedication of a community garden last week, and or the week before was very humbling, because the people really are so grateful for Aaron's work and Western New York AmeriCorps members' work in this community. Aaron.
Thank you, Mark, for those words. On behalf of Push and the community here on the west side, we want to thank Congressman Higgins for his leadership on this issue. We can think really of no better recipient than Western New York AmeriCorps for these funds. We have had a very strong partnership long before the Extreme Makeover cameras came to this community. Mark and Western New York AmeriCorps committed their resources and their talents to rehabilitating homes through a partnership with PUSH, and probably most importantly, taking kids and young adults off the streets into the Youthbuild program and providing people with a new direction and new skills to move forward with. So we think this grant will support that effort. We're proud of the community planning that's gone on to rebuild this community, and we look forward to more collaboration with AmeriCorps and the Congressman in years to come. Thanks.
Thank you, Aaron. Since Aaron brought up the Extreme Makeover, as many of you know, that last week was extraordinary in Buffalo, I think for a lot of reasons. It gave new meaning to the term City of Good Neighbors. You saw a demonstration of extraordinary community commitment, people coming together toward the rebuilding, not of one home, but of an entire neighborhood. Over 4,500 employees, or volunteers. I believe there were 500 on a waiting list because they couldn't utilize everybody. They didn't do one home, they did...
it's debatable, it's around 60.
60 homes, including, you know, a community park, a community garden, but just a great demonstration. And Buffalo has the third highest poverty level in the entire nation, and to see a community come together as they did as volunteers to help out one another, I think was an extraordinary demonstration of community commitment to this place. And it's a great tribute, Aaron, to the work that you do, and Mark, to the work that you do. And with that, we have an extension of remarks that will be held in perpetuity in the Library of Congress, and it recognizes the extraordinary work of AmeriCorps and of PUSH Buffalo and Buffalo Reuse. And I'll just read some of it. It says, most are familiar with ABC's Extreme Makeover Home Edition program, which embarks on a monumental task of building a new home from the ground up in just 1 week for a deserving family. Last week, Western New York AmeriCorps, People United for Sustainable Housing, PUSH, and Buffalo Reuse organizations in my hometown took on that job. On a visit to the site, I was expecting to see the team's progress on one home on Massachusetts Avenue, but witnessed with something that exceeded my expectations. The Extreme team, which comprised of Western New York AmeriCorps, PUSH Buffalo and Buffalo Reuse in partnership with David Holmes, and many more from the community stepping up to help, went house to house, patching roofs, fixing porches, planting shrubs, and painting siding, and much more. Hailed by the producers as unlikely any community effort they've seen in the show's history. The organization worked in perfect harmony. Buffalo Reuse deconstructing and recycling building materials, AmeriCorps donating and managing volunteers by the thousands, PUSH Buffalo working through the neighborhood, all operating around the clock for 1 week to improve over 50 homes. But it didn't stop there. Their generosity inspired others, promoting food and blood drives and the construction of a community garden. So, Madam Speaker, I rise to honor and recognize Western New York AmeriCorps, PUSH Buffalo and Buffalo Reuse for taking on the assignment to develop a home and turning it into an opportunity to develop hope. Hope for a family, a neighborhood, and an entire city. So congratulations, Aaron, congratulations, Mark, and there's one for each of you.